Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve. In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Yes. Good day, viewers. Good day, viewers around the world. My name is Mark Godwin Iweju. I'm here in the Milan studio, and it's still very, very hot here in the west of Europe. Italy, Spain, Germany are all experiencing real. It's called they call it heat dome. Heat dome. In fact, people are dying also. Dehydrated people are also falling across all this western part of Europe. The heat is blowing from the Sahara, is blowing from Africa, the north of Africa, and is blowing into Europe. So, George, how were you?
Yes.
How are you?
Well, I am wonderful, and it is such a blessing to be here today with you, Mike Godwin. And I want to greet all the viewers from all around the world, especially from Canada here, from the studio in Canada where I'm coming from. So we have a lot of news for you, international news per se, and Nigerian news also. So you stay tuned for this News Echo Friday World Affair. Welcome.
Nice, George. Nice. George, let's start with giving a round of applause to the Nigerian president. You have also been an advocate of what has just happened. Finally, the Senate has passed the bill. Now it's at the House of Rep. It's with the House of Rep, but they don't have any option. They just all it does at their point is that for them to get to know what has been approved. So it's not like the House will reject it. So it's almost a done deal, George. The state police project. So let me give you
Yes.
President George.
Well, I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy.
Yes, go ahead. You have been an advocate. You've
I'm
been
very happy.
speaking loud for years. Yes, tell us.
Yes,
go ahead,
for
George.
years, for state policing. Yeah, this is a bold and commendable step towards strengthening true federalism in Nigeria. You know, state police has been a long-standing aspiration, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu finally deserves credit for demonstrating the political will, to advance this constitutional reform. If successfully implemented, that's the key word. The key word is if successfully implemented with proper safeguards, it has the potential to significantly improve grassroots security, enhance effective governance, if the governors will not abuse this. So well done, Mr. President. History will remember leaders who has the courage to pursue meaningful reform that will affect the whole entire nation. So we highly commend you on this and continue the good work that you're doing in this particular place. But remember that the same way that you had that political will to, bring this forward and ensure that it is passed through the houses, in the same manner, we are asking you to fulfill your promises that you made to give us light in Nigeria. I want to remind you, your own word out of your own mouth. If I do not give you light in Nigeria, do not vote for me in the second term. So you have between now and the election day to implement this situation to ensure that every single Nigerian will have light. Because the move you made in removing your Aso Rock from the platform of light from the whole nation is telling us something different you made. So we are still waiting on you, Mr. President, to give us light in Nigeria. Give us light in Nigeria. All these coastal roads you are building is zone section. If you give the whole Nigeria light, you will see what happen. History will remember you. History will never forget you. So be the only president who got the political will and the ball to push the nation to that place. So do not forget, give Nigeria light. That is the next thing that I'm crying about. For 2.5 years to 3 years, we've been talking about state policing in Nigeria. And now it is becoming a reality. But also we have to ensure that there are safeguards to ensure that this implementation must be safeguarded with transparency and accountability and responsibility. So, Mr. President, we are thanking you for what you have done in this, but you still have a long way to go, Mr. President. A long way to go. The nation is watching. You made a statement, you are doing a promise, and you say, if I don't give you light, don't vote for me in the second term. So that's where we stand. Thank you. Thank you. Professor Charles.
Sir George.
Welcome all the way from the United States of America.
And the massive one.
Thank you.
I'm sorry for you have these issues that happen when the weather gets very hot, and it's truly very, very hot here in Milan.
I see that on your face.
Yes, it's even the light. The light also shines into the face. So please, viewers, we are sorry. We really apologize for any of those hitch. Sir George, you're putting it so well, Sir George. And Prof has joined us. Prof, we started by giving a round of applause to the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Nigerian Federal Republic of Nigeria president, for these real strong moves he pulled up, passing the bill for state policing. George also summarized it very well. What will you say to this beautiful, because it's something we've all been talking about. We've been talking about this here. George has always been an advocate for this. So, Prof, how's your outlook to this?
Well, I think I want to say all progressive people welcome this move, and kudos, bravo to everyone involved, from the president to the Senate to the House of Reps, to all the Congress people. I think this was for the taking, and they did the right thing. They did the right thing for Nigeria and for Nigerians. Now, the details obviously will start coming out. The implementation is going to be where the heavy lifting will come from. But as far as a policy decision, I think this was the right thing to do. So congratulations to them, and I think all Nigerians should be proud of what has just happened. It took a while, but they finally got there. And I think again, they missed it. Well, they were not the ones in power at the time when Amotekun was being discussed, but I think they have done the right thing. So congratulations to everyone.
Congratulations to everyone. Sir George, Prof has affirmed to what you've also been saying.
Yes.
So, but gentlemen, you talked about, Prof, you talked about the implementation. yes, that's the point we need to look now. Kickbacks. There are going to be kickbacks. And in fact, some people have started saying some things too. The senior advocate Falana has called out a lot of things. So, but before I go on that, George, tell us, you were going to say something. You said yes. Say what you're going to say, George.
Yeah, this, I mean, state policing without strong accountability could simply decentralize corruption instead of ending it. We know how our nation works, and when we talk about corruption, it is in the fiber of most of Nigerians, especially the institutions. So the existing culture of illegal returns, checkpoint extortions, the sale of bail, arbitrary detention, and abuse of power may only shift from the federal to the state. Giving governors control over police force also raises legitimate concerns about the political interference and police reform, transparency, and independent oversight, not just a new structure that can be corrupted. Because listen to this: if they want to know how to, many of these people might be sent to some of these other countries like United States of America, one is states in there, or come to Canada, and they will teach them how to do that type of policing locally. Because if they don't have the you can't give what you don't have. And you cannot just go to Google or go to AI or teach us how to do state policing. There ought to be a proper training. And during the most important aspect of this is the implementation. When it is well implemented with safeguards and with every safeguard on every side, both with the locals, the training, how to train them, the sensitivity on how to decipher when to use force and when not to use force. It is very, very important. What we have right now with the federal policing is so corrupt that Nigeria demands a proper structure and a proper implementation in order for us to move forward. Thank you.
Proper structure, proper implementation for us to move forward. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you, George. Let's now talk about it, Prof. Let's go further. Yes, it's an impressive move. Tinubu's administration has done this, and he has also done some real good things. Also, having direct funding from the federal has been made possible. So it is no more like it used to be before, where the state holds on to the funds that the local government should use. And this is one of those things that the APC government has done. How I wish my APC friends and colleagues were here today. This is that moment when I really want to commend the effort of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So let's look at the drawback, the kickback on this state policing. Let's start with, do you guys think it will not bring abuse of power by the state governors when they now have the apparatus of security at their hands? Don't you think there will now be that control of them, because they are having that measure?
We're not hearing you very well.
I hear him.
Yes, George, from your end, George, I think you need to go out and come in, please.
We cannot hear you very well, Massive Mark. I can't.
No. It's from your end, George. Prof is hearing me.
Yeah, I hear him. I can hear him.
Yeah. Yes.
Sure?
Prof, yes. So, but Prof, did you heard what I said? Let's start.
Yeah, I did. Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes. So obviously this is still very new. I don't know. Maybe you gentlemen have seen the details. It's right now just from a policy perspective, as an item. We are establishing state policing in Nigeria. From today, this is now the law of the land. From that, it's like, yay, that is fantastic. But we still have to look between the lines and see, what does this really mean? where are the powers? Where are the control levers, if you will? Who's going to be responsible for what? At what level? Sir George was talking about the training that will be required. Absolutely. When will that start? How many new police officers are going to be recruited? Is there going to be an integration of what the stuff, the unit that is called the civil defenders? I think there's a group like that. The people who stand at the traffic junctions controlling traffic, are they now going to become part of this new policing? All of that will probably need to be defined and described, and powers or controls be assigned to individuals. Now, when it comes to the state level, obviously, what is the role of the governor? What is the role of the traditional rulers? Do they have a role or not? What happens to the vigilantes that we have today? Are they going to be integrated into the new police system? What kind of training is there for them? Who controls which power? I mean, what power? How do you break down a local government area into police units and police stations? What happens to all the DPOs today who some of them are demigods? So all of this needs to be explained. All of this needs to be completely explained to the people, and so that maybe roadblocks will become things of the past. I don't know. Maybe roadblocks will still be there to stop the bad guys. So as the details start to come out within the next weeks, months, and even years, then we can start to see for a fact what this really means. How much money, how much budget is this going to involve? So there's a lot of things that still need to be clarified, right? But right now, simply from a perspective of a policy decision, I think it's a big win for the Nigerian people.
Decision, big win for the Nigerian people. Prof, you just broke this down well. I don't know. Truly, this has to, the network needs to be firm so that we can make this go viral, what we're saying here. Prof and George, I don't know if you can hear me, or maybe you go out and come in if probably it's not synchronizing very well. But I can hear Prof very well, and Prof can hear me too well. So Prof, let's go further. Let's look at also the issue of some of the things you just said now. Can this also not cause some oversight? Like you just listed out some oversight yourself. We're also looking at the fact that will the state governors be able to fund it very well? Will the security fund that comes to them be able to hold up to this state policing? Because it's not going to be this year. It's going to be probably our lifetime as Nigerians. So it has to be done well, or else it might give room again to some other demerits, some situation. I mean, poverty should be addressed in the within Nigerians. I mean, if that is not addressed, the police also will be inefficient. Go ahead, George. Did you hear me too? Is George hearing us? George is not hearing us. George.
Okay. Yes. You see. Yeah, I'm hearing you. What? Yes, okay. I can hear you.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So, well, I think that we have always argued that the police, they need to be well paid. There's no doubt about that, because these are folks putting their lives online for the rest of us, to protect us. So they have to be adequately compensated. Now, you ask the question, would there be money to pay them? Why not? I mean, why not? I think there's enough money in that country to pay the police personnel. There's enough money to pay the military personnel. I mean, if we have so much money to pay the assembly people, pay the National Assembly people, who, for the most part, we really don't see what they are doing. The people who are putting their lives on the line to defend us should be adequately compensated. There's no two ways about that. I think that this is something that some financial people, some accounting people have
Prof,
to.
Prof, you see why I'm talking of this payment thing? Yes, you're right. I mean, we're paying our senators and the House of Rep. Prof, most state governors cannot pay pension. They cannot also pay salaries, teacher salaries. So, and now we're bringing them the load of paying security men, police. This is
Yes,
what I'm saying. I don't
yes,
know. Yes, go ahead.
yes. They are not paying pension because they are mismanaging the funds of the state. It's not because the money is not there. They have budgets every month. They are given. I mean, there's a budget for each of these categories of employees. The reason they are not paying is because they have mismanaged from top down. They've mismanaged the funds of the nation. I mean, we've spent so much oil. I mean, just a curious search of how much money we've made on oil since independence will blow your mind. Where did the money go? What was it used for? It's only now you say, oh, we have infrastructure. What type of infrastructure do we have? It's not enough to build roads, right? The roads is great to have roads, but what happens if people are so terrified they can't even go on those roads? What happens if there is no good water system? There are no schools. I mean, no functional schools, for crying out aloud. So it's not a matter of overburdening the governors. There is enough money. The states have enough money to pay the police, and they just have to have the courage and have the will, if you will, no pun intended, to make sure that they appropriately budgeting to support the police system, pay their salaries, give them good equipment. There's no two ways around that. Give them good training, give them good all the infrastructure that they need so that they can combat crimes. The money is there. They just need to spend it wisely. Right now, they are not doing that. That's why we have issues.
The money is there. They need to spend it wisely. I'm happy Big George is here. Sir George,
Yes.
I can see. Thank you very much. Sorry for this hitch. It
okay,
comes also from our side. So, George, we are still analyzing because what has happened in Nigeria is a big thing. Nigerians may not know what this means. We understand because we are here in this part of the world where we see this thing: federal policing, state policing, sheriffs, and all of that. But George, we're now looking at the kickbacks. I'm saying that wouldn't this mean excessive power on the governors? Would some of these governors use this to? Okay, go ahead, George. Go ahead.
No, you see, and those are the those are the safeguards that we are talking about, because these safeguards are very, very important. Yet to sign it up, and say yes, we are moving forward with the state policing is one way. It's only half done. Implementation of this and ensuring that there are safeguards on every side is very, very important. If you remember correctly, originally when money was being given to governors to do a lot of things, nobody knew how much money governors were getting for these security purposes until one who won an election decided to come out because they were trying to change him from the federal, but he insisted, and that was Ngige. Ngige started building roads to show that the governors were receiving incredible amount of money. That's how it all started. Originally, they used to get this money, pocket it, and do whatever they wanted to do with it. But through Ngige, we discovered that money was actually coming and enough money to build roads. Peter Obi came in power in Anambra State and built all local roads. I'm a witness to that. To investigate this, I traveled from Owerri to Enugu on road, and I found out, and I did not go on the highway. I went through the inner villages. Roads were built in Nigeria. There is enough money to do what we want to do. The only problem we are suffering in Nigeria is corruption. And when the president gets serious about this, even if the vice president or anybody else that is close to him messes up and those people are put accountable and put to prison, then you will start seeing people fear. Right now, What we are seeing is the status quo. What used to be, but the people on top are doing it. Why can't I do it myself? But this thing we need to rebaptize Nigeria, re-sanitize Nigeria, and ensure that all this corruption will be waved away. So when the institution of the police, when it's implemented, it will be well defined, from the foundation to be built very purely and beautifully.
All right, George, I still need you. Our viewers still need you to also explain the one Prof was telling us earlier. We have a situation where most states in Nigeria cannot pay pension to the state workers, cannot pay salary to teachers, to all the state apparatus. How do we now add policing to their tax when they are not taking care of these other sectors? George, will this thing work? Are we going to see a police arrangement that will work forever?
Prof just told you we have more than enough money to do what we need to do in Nigeria. The money is budgeted, but what happens from the time of the budgeting and the release of that money all the way to the implementation to bring it down to the grassroots where people will be affected, there are mago going on. A lot of these people, what they do, they take this money, they lodge it into the banks and receive several months of interest. Let's just say $1 billion is given, naira is given to you, and you put it in the bank for 10% in 6 months. Do you know how much money you're going to go home with? These are the things, the checks and the balances that we need to do to ensure that all the pension, all these retired people, that their money is safe and that they are getting paid on time. On time. Part of the corruption we have in our country today is the military funding. Nobody gives account to anybody about the military funding. That is the reason when justice came out not too long ago, talking about how regular military men are being treated, the way they are being fed. They picked up that guy, and up until today, we don't even know how that case is going. Nigeria is such a place where people, when they expose corruption, the people involved with it will ensure that they arrest them and shut them up permanently. That is the reason why I love SSM, News Echo, because it's from a diaspora standpoint. They can't touch us. We can say the way we want to say, when we want to say it, how we want to say it. They can't touch us. Because the people in Nigeria are afraid to speak the truth to power.
Truth. Yes.
Because when they do that, they will arrest them.
Yeah.
That is the corruption that we are talking about. And the government must make sure that does not happen.
Okay. So, gentlemen, Prof, Doctor, you guys are just saying it, and let's say something. Let's give some kudos also to you gentlemen here, because it looks like the federal government is listening to this network. I mean, some of the things we've said, George, you can attest to this. Some of what we've said are things we see happening, as if they had us the previous day. So anyway, we'll keep talking, and we'll be talking from that Nigerians in diaspora standpoint, all for the good of our country, not to bring down any government or to demarket any government. It is all for progress. So, gentlemen, let's come further to something I heard yesterday. The federal government vows to restore Nigerians' global influence. They say they want to do it through foreign policy reforms. Now, Nigeria is talking this, and we know how badly we've been internationally. Prof, for 3 years, almost 4 years now, we didn't have diplomats around the world. And when it was time to have them, some countries were even rejecting them because the time lapse, the time frame was almost over. We didn't have ambassadors, we didn't have all of this. And these are some of the ways that we could channel our foreign policy arrangement. Prof, what do you say about this? Federal government trying to work on this part now. What will you say?
Yeah, obviously, I think it's very. I don't know how to put it. I mean, how do you have a system without ambassadors? I mean, how do you run such a system? I think it was unconscionable that for over 3 years we did not have ambassadors. I mean, it's really it's shameful. I mean, that we did not, particularly if I say it's my turn, Emilocon, and then I cannot assign people to do the job after I came in. If I say it's my turn, it means that I'm ready. I'm ready to do the job. But what was happening? Okay, we are where we are now. We really don't have the. We have a few ambassadors in place. We don't have all of them. Obviously, without having ambassadors, we don't have anybody representing us. Many of us outside the country have suffered a lot. When we have issues, who do we go to? We may have a house called the Nigerian House, but there is no equipment. It's not fully furnished. There is no couch to sit on. And, it's a miracle that we did not have more issues than what we have right now. We are just getting by. That there's nobody really speaking on behalf of the citizens of Nigeria and in all the countries, all over, whether it's Canada, whether it's the US, whether it's the UK. For 3 years, we were literally just trying the best we can. It's okay. I think we talked about South Africa the other day. That right there was it's a you really can't understand why is it that nobody seems to take the lives of the citizens so seriously. 3 years without ambassadors, nobody does stuff like that. No other country does that except us. But we are here now. Hopefully we can limp along for the next year and see what happens. I think it was unfortunate. It was as they say in baseball, on first error, not to have ambassadors for so long. That was not good. It was not good for public image. It was not good for us as citizens of the country trying to, just limp along. That's essentially what we have been doing. We don't know what our ambassadors are doing.
Leaping along, Prof. Thank you. So, George, yes, Nigeria is trying to restore its global influence on its foreign policy. What do you say about that?
Well, what we don't want to have is what the Bible called the whitest sepulcher. Whitest sepulcher is nothing but a graveyard, a burial place where you paint the whole tomb white, but inside of it is nothing but corruption. Now, this reform sounds promising, but shouldn't Nigeria's global image begin with fixing problems at home? Lasting international respect is built on strong institutions, security, economic stability, and good governance within the country first. Nigeria thrives at home. The nation's reputation abroad will naturally improve when we thrive at home. So what we are saying here is a policy failure. It's a failure of the president himself. We are calling you, sir. We just clapped for you because of this state policing. But here you failed. You have F on it. Where Nigerians were so vulnerable around the world without any representation. When you do good, we'll clap for you. But how can you have a nation as big as Nigeria, the giant of Africa, with 250 million people for 3.5 years or thereabout without ambassadors? This is the reason why you go to India, they're still talking about prison where a lot of people are there, because there was no high commissioner or ambassador to represent the people. Therefore, Nigerians are being treated any kind of way because there is nobody to speak up for us. Therefore, sir, you failed in this, and let this be fixed permanently, and let it not repeat itself again, because you have people, your citizens around the world, being treated like second-class citizens and slaves because of lack of representation. So let's begin. Charity begins at home. Let's clean up our home. Our image will be polished outside, and that's where I stand on this one.
You're standing well on this one, Sir George. Thank you for those affirmative words. Prof, Added to what we were saying here, the ambassadorial thing, we now saw that ugly situation. It's been happening anyway, but we saw the ugly situation where the United States Congress had to be, we will use the word bribe, even though they call it, you guys have your word, your ways of saying it, and it's legit with you. But we saw that some people went to bribe Congress people in the United States so that they can make us look good, like George said, a sepulcher, make us look good. But inside, we were still having problems, terrorism, attacks, banditry, all of this. But some people went to pay money to the house in the United States so that they can cover all of that and make us look. Is that the way to go on this foreign policy reform? Is that what they might probably be doing?
Well, no, not at all. I think that it was called, or it is called lobbying. Lobbying, and that is to paint the image or negotiate the image and tell a story. Well, I think that what could have happened, or what could have been done, what was being done, you could have gotten some citizens or Nigerian citizens who are actually doing the work, talking on behalf of the on behalf of the country. Obviously, because there were no, we did not have ambassadors to do the work that the lobbyists were doing. A lot of money. I think it was about 150 million, something like that. That's a boatload of money that could be used to do something else for the country, for the people. Well, be as it may, that money was used to polish the image of Nigeria, to make us look good, to tell a different story to the rest of the world, and people are now doing something different in terms of promoting the name of the country. Well, stuff like that can only last for a short while. It's not long lasting, because sooner than later, this stuff will show itself. Unless we start to be very serious about, if we want to tell a different story, if we want to have a different we want people to have a different perception about who we are, we have to change from inside. We have to change from the citizens. We have to change from within. We are not. It doesn't seem like we are ready to do that just yet. We're not ready to clean the kitchen. We are still playing in the living room, but our kitchen is very dirty. So we need to work on our kitchen and make sure that our friends, our neighbors, they want to eat in our kitchen. Until we're able to do that, we're not doing what we need to do to be taken seriously in global affairs.
We're not seems to be doing what we are supposed to do. That's it. Thank you, Prof. Gentlemen, today is Friday, and we call it World of
lobbying. It's good, but lobbying to cover up the mess that we have been have involved ourselves in is the worst crime ever. How can you lobby when the evidence is all over the place about the terrorism, Christians being killed, Muslims being bite, all those type of things, and you want to lobby to polish your image? Who are you polishing your image to? The person who knows more than your country, knows more than what's happening in your country more than you do. The people who are giving you intelligence. These are the people that supply intelligence locally to Nigerians. And you want to lobby, spending $150 million to lobby to polish image to who? They know your corruption. They know your corruption more than you do, more than the government of Nigeria does. So it's almost like I came to, I went and stole money, and therefore I am, paying the cameras to cover, my mess. That's exactly what it is. The cameras already recorded everything that I have done. So that's what it looks like. So you see, some of the decisions that we make in this government, is, it's just unspeakable and deplorable that we really need to clean up ourselves. And especially, you want to polish your image and you want to go and lobby to cover the mess that is happening in your country from the people that are telling you what the messes are. It doesn't make any sense, man. No, it does not. So we really, really need to come up and finish up. Prof, you're making me laugh. Prof, you're making me laugh.
Judge, you're blowing us here. Judge, you're the one blowing.
It's serious.
The phrase of going to use the camera, they're going to bribe the camera that has recorded you. That's crazy. That's an interesting one. Thank you, George. Anyway, gentlemen, yes, any which way, Prof and George, maybe you guys might be called upon soon to help in these foreign policy reform they have now, because it's a new thing they want to do. And I know Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government, when he's out for something, he actually goes for it. And if they are listening to us here now, one people you could use for any of these reform are Nigerians in diaspora, noble ones, not just anyhow Nigerians. The noble ones could help bring reforms because we understand how it plays out. We understand how it could be. So, George and Prof, I'm nominating you to that effect in case it comes to us. Yes. I mean, you men have it. You have it. You have what it takes. So if they come to me and say, Mark, what do we do? I say, listen, we have the men here. We know what it is to bring reform for our country because we have passion for our country and we also live well where the places we reside. Gentlemen, I don't know if you, Prof, I don't know if you have the update on the Venezuelan earthquake. Maybe we could just do that as a small news update. Is there any new update? We heard it has jumped to almost 200 people and 1,500 injured. That's a serious quake there. Is there any update on that before we move on?
That's about the last I heard. I've not checked the news this morning. It's a sad situation. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a lot of people. About 200 people dead, 1,500 injured. That's a lot of damage. It's a sad day in Venezuela. A sad day for the rest of the world, really. I've not checked the news today yet, but we just continue praying for the families of those that were affected. This is really, it's really. There are no words really to talk. It's difficult. It's difficult. We just have to keep praying for the families that were affected.
Families that were affected. From the Western European point side, they've gathered to come help them. France is bringing some aid, deploying also some workers.
This is a heartbeat, and now it's more than 200.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So our thoughts and prayers are with the families who have lost loved ones, those who are searching for the missing, and everyone affected. Difficult times. Venezuela needs a little rest. May the Lord grant them that rest that they need from everything that is happening in that place. Our heartfelt condolences to the ones that lost their loved ones.
Yeah, it's now 235.
Whoa.
Yeah. With 4,300 injured.
Yes.
That's a lot of people.
200 and something this morning.
Yeah. Oh dear. That's a lot. We have so many clips of corners where CCTV was able to capture the moments, really scary moments.
Yes.
Oh dear. Okay, our hearts and prayers for Venezuela. Europe has this coming. The European Union is sending rescue workers, and they are doing that very fast too. All right, gentlemen. So viewers,
massive. I was just going to say this is what we are talking about. I mean, the infrastructure is not there. to support these people. No, the hospitals, the two main hospitals they have, they are all filled up. They can't handle the people. God, we just have to pray for the people affected, because this is horrible. It's a horrible thing. I mean, yeah. I mean, we pray for them. Pray for the families. Yes.
Okay. So, viewers, we're still here. It's Friday, and it's international affairs, world affairs. We'll give updates. Gentlemen, let's come to Africa. Zimbabwe Senate is approving a bill to extend the presidential tenure. Zimbabwe, imagine. So, Emerson, that president, Emerson Mnangagwa, he's now thinking himself to be like an emperor. So he wants to elongate his stay till 2030. Gentlemen, why do African leaders do this? Prof, what's the motive behind
I wish I know why they do it. but I saw the news yesterday. So now they are going to have somebody in power in 2030, I think. Well, it's not too bad, 4 years. So what? Unfortunately,
but he has been there since I think he has been there since 2017. He's been there since 2017.
Yeah, it's going to be there now. If he's there till 2030, that's it's going to be there for about 13 years. Mm-hmm. So that's a four. He's going to be there for 4 terms, 3 years each. So, well, I don't know. Why do Africans do stuff like this? Obviously, it's greed. Greed is one thing. Ego is another thing, and that drives all of this stuff. In the famous words of Shakespeare, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. When you've had a taste of power, you just want to stay there. You don't want to hold on to. Africans like to hold on to power. Unfortunately, this is what man likes. You know, we are so egotistical, and what is it that we want? There's so much, you know, we have sycophants all around us. They praising us, telling us how great we are, and there's so much power around us. I don't know why Africans do this. I don't know why we do it. I just think that we're selfish to some degree. We love power. Okay,
Prof.
Yes.
Prof. You see, we do it because we feel like we can. That's number one. Number two, being in government is the fastest way to get rich and to become a billionaire. That's number two. Number three is when you have a fraternity of people that think the same way. Nobody thinks differently. Therefore, everything that the president says, you like you said, sycophants all over the place. Recently, there was Bayo Ononuga was interviewed on an Arise News, and he was talking all kinds of nonsense, saying that there is no corruption in Nigeria, there is no poverty in Nigeria, there is no insurgency or Islamic terrorists in Nigeria. He was saying all these things. You know, I'm looking at this man like, what in the world? How do you say there's no poverty in Nigeria? Oh, I'm asking, the maids in my house how things are going. So you didn't go out there to the streets to find out how things are going, but you are depending on your maid, who is going to tell you the welfare of Nigeria in Abuja, but not in Onisha, not in Lagos, not in any other place. These are the problems we are having. A good leader is a leader who knows that they cannot do everything, but is appoint and surround himself with wise men that can get the job done. Not getting sycophants around you all the time who will tell you what you need to hear, tell you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. And that is the problem we have in Nigeria. Look at what happened in Kestama, who just stepped down. Yeah. Look at that. The British Prime Minister just stepped down because he felt there was no confidence in the people. And look at this man over there. Zimbabwe Constitutional Amendment marks a significant shift away from democratic norms. In the presidential and the presidential parliamentary session, just and accountability. concentration of power and future democratic government in that country. It's a mess. It's a mess. We saw the president that was there for many years until he died. Now this one comes in again as a savior and becomes even worse than the other one. They want to use some reforms to lengthen their, their stakes. I think that there should be an international body who is monitoring all these things, especially in third world countries, not to allow the abuse of power and abuse. You want to extend your term. For what purpose? What are you doing for the country? You see, so that's the problem we have in our country. And the mentality of the leaders, most of the time you think is that they don't know better. They can't give you, any alternative than what they are offering. These are the problems we're having. So when they do well, we clap for them. But whenever they do not doing well, from an international different perspective, we must make sure that we continue to shout until changes are made.
Well,
it's so bad. It is bad.
Yeah. Go ahead. Thank you very much, Judge.
Yeah, Sir Judge, I agree with some of the things that you said. The one area that I probably may not, I don't agree with, is the fact that we need to rely on the international body to tell us how to do what we need to do. The international body that we need, that we should rely on, should be the Constitution. I know that's a different subject altogether. The fact that not many of us agree with the current Constitution, but the Constitution should be the document that tells us how to do things. But of course, individuals are, there's evil in the heart of man. And there are quite a few wicked people who are holding public offices, and they should not be there in the first place. I'm sorry. These are people who claim to represent the masses, but they have no idea what the masses are going through. Like the example you just gave. If that man has to rely on his housemaids, somebody should ask him, how many people can afford housemaids in Nigeria? How many people can afford housemaids?
That's a question.
How many people have housemaids? So that he has housemates and the housemates think everything is going great, that is not a true yardstick to determine whether the country is going well. First of all, many people cannot survive on their salaries. And so what do? They look for other ways to try and make ends meet. And in the process, they end up either they commit crime, they do something that is illegal just because they need to make ends meet. And so when some of our public officers come out and tell you everything is going great, it's like, no, you are not really living. You live in a different world altogether. The real people are suffering. They cannot survive. We just talked about
living in an alternative world.
Yes, absolutely. We just talked about the police. They cannot survive on their salaries. That is what drives many of them to take bribe on roadblocks and all that. So a total overhaul of the system needs to take place. In other words, look at the salary structure of whether it's the teachers, the teachers in schools, the whole system needs some work. It needs a serious work. The only people right now who are benefiting from the system are the politicians. And unfortunately, that's how many are they? Probably less than 10% of the population. So if less than 10% of the population is doing well, then you're in deep trouble. So 90% is not doing well. That number may be a little bit off, but definitely we don't have more than 20% of the population as politicians.
It's even too high. It's way below 10%.
Exactly.
We all can see this. All right, gentlemen, beautiful discussion going here, but our time is a problem.
Prof.
Let's go.
Prof is talking about 10%.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, George. Prof is talking about 10%.
No, what I was just telling Prof.
I was being generous.
10%. No. 3%.
3.
Okay. 3. George says it's 3% below of people doing well in Nigeria. Oh, let's crop it. Three.
That's it.
Okay, 3%. 3%. All right. So let's crop it up with let's crop it up with this update. A legal officer.
That's it.
Yes. Yes, George, we can hear you. We can hear you. George, your network is lagging. It's dragging a little. I don't know where that is coming from. But I can see Prof real time. But yours is dragging a little. Anyway, we're wrapping it up. We have that story that a committee, legal practitioner privilege committee, has suspended a man I used to respect, Mike Zokume, from the rank of senior advocate of Nigeria. Now they said pending the conclusion of disciplinary proceedings that is against him. This is a good way to go if it will go around with all the lawyers and judges and barristers and all of our legal system. This is a good way to go. But sometimes it might just be handpicked because of opposition and all of that. Prof, what do you have on Zokume being suspended from being a SAN? Senior advocate, that's the highest title, legal title in Nigeria. Now he's being suspended from that.
Well, I have not seen the story yet. Mike is full disclosure is from my local government, and so I will find out what is going on. If it is true, that he has been suspended, obviously, it seems to have been having issues with with some well-placed people lately, from the AGF to the rest of the people. It may, who knows? I have to see details of what is actually going on, because we have a way of carrying out selective justice in our land, in our country. But Mike is a very well-respected individual. I'm not saying that he's perfect. I don't know what he has done. I don't know the details of what he's been charged with and why he's been suspended. I did not know that the SAN title can be removed from individuals. I thought once you're a SAN, you're a SAN for life. But I'll find out. So I cannot comment fully on what is going on.
Yes, like you, yes. Okay. Actually, there are some allegations against him. Some includes owning properties in the United Kingdom and proceeds from, I don't know, some of those allegations. It's been on for years now, like since last year, and but stripping him of his senior advocate position, that's really strange. Like you said, I also thought when one is a SAN, he's a SAN until death. So stripping him up is strange. Okay, get us that story. Since you said he's also from your place, let's get the true story. What's really behind that suspension? They say it's an approved pursuant of a paragraph in their guidebook. That suspension. So there you go. But like we said, if there's anything like this, it should be general. It should not just be 1 or 2 persons, because probably they're now affiliated to another party. Maybe they are not affiliated to APC and all of that. These are some of the things they do. George is trying to connect again. I don't know. But Doc, what do you have again for us before we go? What do we miss out? What do we need to know from your?
Well, obviously, Dr. Femi is not here today. They will be telling us about the World Cup. Heartbroken last night. U.S. lost the last second of the match against Turkey. That was unfortunate. They wanted to go 3-0 before the quarterfinals, but of course, a lot of their key players were not playing the first 75, 80 minutes of the match, and so they lost to Turkey. That was bad. But the World Cup has been great. apart from the fact that not a lot of people are attending, I mean, that's what we
still.
Yeah, that's what we hear in the press. But if you are sitting in the comfort of your home, are you watching the matches? It's been fun. Some teams are playing well as expected. France is playing well. Brazil is playing. Brazil is Brazil, because a lot of times Brazil doesn't do what you expect them to do. Argentina is doing very, very well. I think England is doing quite well. As expected. So the top five seem to be doing okay. So the quarterfinals are coming soon, and we're going to find out who's actually going to make it. I think Ghana has done well from the continent.
Yes. Ghana is representing well for Africa.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Okay, Sir George, can you hear us now? We're really sorry for this whole hitch. Can you see us? Can you hear us? We can see you. Sir George?
This image is frozen.
Yeah, it's frozen again. Okay. Anyway, Prof, these are some small hitch that happens, but some of these things will be settled very soon, because also when the leading gadget is put together, every other thing works well. So we're trying to work on that too. So,
okay.
Thank you very much for coming. George might not hear us, but Sir George, we really do appreciate you, the man of the network. Thank you. It's been a week of news updates, news dissemination,
I'm not able
opinions, and everything. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Massive Mark. George is having network issues. I wish you and the viewers a very nice weekend, and
thank you, sir.
Let's stay safe.
Yes, sir. Yes. Till we'll come again, viewers. It's been a week of good hanging out with great Nigerians in the diaspora, giving news from the diaspora standpoint. So see you again Monday between the lines. I think that time is 7 o'clock Nigerian time, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. So until then, have a beautiful weekend. God bless everybody. Bye-bye.